So I do have a question because when you played that first video with the Asian lady, um, I had a question. So from not looking at it from the employee point of view,
Hmm.
looking at it from the business owner, how do you feel that you analyze someone's social media presence to a company? Do you think that you see if they're going to be beneficial or it's going to be detrimental to the employer?
Well, you got to look at it from this perspective. Everything that we do is marketing, right? So the first thing that I do when I look to hire somebody, I look at their resume, right? And the first thing I do is I go to all of these social media platforms. The people that I really, really like are the ones that already list their social media platforms on their resume or as a part of their profile, whether they're on LinkedIn or whatever, so on and so forth. Because that means that they're intentional about you seeing what it is that they're best at, right? And so now you have to start going through and you have to start curating as a content creator. Every last one of us are content creators, whether we like it or not. You have to start curating what it is that you're putting out there because that's the thing that you attract. It's similar to what we talk about when it comes to relationships. We say, be the thing that you're looking to attract. If you're looking to be for the streets and you're showing your ass every day, that's the type of energy you're going to get. If you operating based off of being real, now you don't want to be too stoic, you don't want to be too mannequin like, you don't want to be too polished because what happens is we can't see the real humanity in you, which we trying to figure out when we look at your social media, whether or not you culturally fit. We trying to figure out whether or not we can work with you, whether you're personable, whether you're a fun person to be around, but you're not too sketchy, you're not too out there for the streets, you're not trying to make us look bad. And so I think that the best social media profiles have a combination of both. They have a combination of bringing in the realistic human aspect of you because when you go into an interview, you sell it. I don't want to give too much game. I don't want to go into the interview thing. I'll give
You're
you
already
this.
giving it out.
When you go into an interview, you have to realize that every single thing you do, you're selling yourself. You're selling them on why you're going to be a good fit for what it is that they're doing in their company. So when you go into an interview, you're really a reflection of your social media profile, and they should be hand in hand. They should be a reflection of each other. So I'll give you an example. A lot of people try to answer the right question when they go into the interview instead of bringing it back to a human level. So if somebody say, for example, this is a famous question. Well, what is a problem that you used to have at your old job that you was an Achilles heel for you or you couldn't quite get over or something that you feel like you could have did better at? The standard answer, the standard right answer is supposed to be, well, I cared too much or, I didn't do this. No, what you need to do in the interview process is identify something that's really bad. Yo, when I first got there, I wasn't a cultural fit because I thought that I was supposed to go in there and I was supposed to be all uptight and this and that and so on and so forth. I was getting there on time, but I wasn't really trying to understand the people. You need to make whatever it is that you did relatable to a human level because believe it or not, people want to see the flaws in you. They want to see the issues. The other side of it is that you need to identify how you overcame it. Because again, you're selling yourself on the fact that you're human, but you also giving them some insight on how you're gonna be a cultural fit. So they're not necessarily looking for the right answer. They looking for you to be relatable to them. And so nobody wants a snitch. Nobody want a whistleblower. Nobody want this woman that's gonna me to you. Nobody want all of those type of things. So subconsciously, we're looking for something, even though we're going off of an interview script. We're looking for the human aspect of you. And so your social media profile also needs to be a reflection of that without being too ratchet, without being too mannequin like and stoic, without looking too perfect. You need to show the human side of you. And that's the real sales pitch. When somebody comes up to you and they try to sell you something, the reason that they send kids is because kids are more vulnerable. They're more relatable. They're going to make mistakes. They're not going to say they words perfectly, but then you find them adorable because they're children. It's something that we can relate to subconsciously that's innocent. We're going to automatically buy for them and all of this other type of stuff. It's something in that. And people are not trying to understand the science of how humans think. They just trying to give the right answer. The right answer not going to get you the job. Being relatable, being a cultural fit, understanding how people think, curating your social media profile to be a reflection of how it is that you want people to see you, not how you see yourself, is going to be the thing that launches you into corporate America, that gets you the job and gets you promoted. It's the human aspect of things that actually get you to where you need to be. It's not that other stuff. It's not the right answer. Nobody cares about the right answer. If you don't even know the answer and you tell somebody in the interview process, man, you know what? To be honest with you, I don't even really know the answer. But I'm the type of person that will spend all night trying to figure it out. I'm the type of person that will not sleep until I know the right answer, because for me, it's not necessarily about being the smartest in the room. It's about understanding, learning, and it's also about getting up early enough to get there first. Like, if you make it relatable and not try to be perfect, you will nail that interview every single time. I dropped a video on the Patreon that said interview like a king. I give every single tip that you need in order to land that interview every single time. And I don't know anybody that did not watch that video before they went into the interview process that didn't land a job. Not one person. You
You
can
got the
look
best page.
you can look at the comments on the video inside of the Patreon and tell me that these people ain't killing it.
They are. They are. If anyone isn't on the bag chasers, man, you need to get with the movement because he got some information on there. It's life changing.
I'm telling you, bro. It's real. It's real. But a lot of people are not leveraging the information because they too busy focused on how they feel instead of being focused on the thing that gets them the results.
So,
Well,
so
I
the
just, I just wanted to say thank you for letting me onto the panel. I got to keep moving.
Absolutely, my friend. Thank you for
I'm
rocking
gonna
out.
rewatch because you dropped so many jewels just in that little monologue you just gave.
Yeah,
So,
I don't want to
all
give
right,
out too much information because I got to reserve that for the bag chasers. Thanks, Colin.
all right, so I got to ask the question that the people in the chat want to know.
What they want to
I got
know.
a question. So, what do Dr. Umar Johnson got to do to get you to invest in this school? Like, what he need to do for you to write that check for 100,000 for them kids? Because it's for the kids, Anton, and even for Dr. Umar. What do you need to do?
No, it's not for the kids. I don't think it's for the kids. I would never invest in that school because I do business with good people. I think that your character also got to be a reflection. The leadership is it starts at the top. And so I think that character matters more. I don't think that, if I had to say it myself, I don't think that Dr. Umar Johnson is a person that should be running anything. I think that he's a phenomenal orator. I think that he knows how to route, how to get people going. I think that he communicates effectively. I think he knows how to tap into certain parts of people. And his talent, personally, his talent is not in leadership from a running a organization or a business perspective. Clearly, his talent isn't that, and we all have different talents. And I think that the problem, I'm not even going to put it on Dr. Umar. I'm gonna just use him as an example. I think that the problem with Dr. Umar and a lot of us, right, is that we don't lean into the thing that's great about us. We try to do everything. We try to be the accountant. We try to be the lawyer. We try to be the marketer. We try to be the business person. We try to be the editor. We try to be the talent and all of that. Some of y'all don't need to have a YouTube channel. Some of y'all need to be the person that helps somebody else get their channel together and be the manager. It's managers. I don't want to give out that game because me and Just Pearly Things talked about it. Go watch the Just Pearly Things interview in its entirety inside of the Patreon for those of y'all that's watching it. It's people that make more money as managers than the people that's actually on YouTube that's the talent. It's a lot of money in so many different things, but everybody want to be a star instead of actually being looking at the thing that's great about them. And it's similar to Dr. Umar Johnson. I don't think that he's a person that should be running or administrating or overseeing a business from the top. He is not a CEO, in my opinion. He is not a person that should be operating based off of ownership. Everybody is not going to be the owner. Everybody can't be the CEO. Everybody can't be the president. Everybody can't be the vice president. Somebody gotta, you know, be the marketer. Somebody has to be a vice president. Somebody needs to be the CTO, the chief technology officer. Somebody needs to do other people need to do things that then add value to the business. And it doesn't mean that you're not going to get rich too. If you look at the inception of all of these great companies, of the Apples, of the Microsofts or whatever, Steve Ballmer, he wasn't immediately the CEO, right? Steve Wozniak, who was also a partner or a part of the startup in Apple, is literally a billionaire. He ain't Steve Jobs, though. And the beautiful thing about Steve Jobs is that Steve Jobs realized that he wasn't a developer. Steve Jobs is like an orchestrator. He was like a person that put the right people together in order to make sure that he adds the most value into the company. And so when we start to realize what our value is and how it is that we can contribute to certain things, Then that's when we start to be successful. Then that's when you will be able to, leverage certain relationships and things like that. But I think that a lot of times people are so caught up in trying to be the boss and trying to be the face that they then lose out on their blessing.